He was born without arms or legs. 9 years later, he shocked everyone. It's a video that's made Katie Whitten, a Texas parent, feel good about herself. Whitten shared a video of her 4-year-old son Camden walking for the first time on her Facebook page last week, which has now gone viral. Camden eventually learned to walk after some coaching and a motivational talk from his father. She shared on social media, "I sobbed uncontrollably. The anticipation for this moment has been building for the past 4 years and is finally here. I am incredibly proud of Camden." In the video, the small kid can be seen strolling slowly towards his father, Cole, who can be heard cheering him on from the other end of the street. Camden even exclaims, "I'm walking," in the viral video, which has received more than 64,000 views so far. He was diagnosed with Amelia-Focomelia syndrome, which means that he was born without fully developed arms and legs. The author of Whitten's blog stated that Camden has both his humeri, upper arm bones, but that he lacks both of his radius bones and both of his ulna bones on both of his arms. His right humerus was growing 2 to 3 weeks behind schedule, while his left humerus was growing approximately 9 weeks behind schedule while she was pregnant with him, according to her writing. Camden also has a femur on his left hip that is only a few inches in length, a femur bone on his right side, as well as the tibia and fibula bones on either side are absent. In response to Camden's significant achievement, hundreds of Facebook users expressed their delight in the 4-year-old and expressed their admiration for his efforts. "Sweet boy, I'm delighted he's surrounded by such a positive environment, which includes grown-ups like him who are willing to offer such positive reinforcement. Thank you, Camden," user Jackie Chapa replied in response. "In the first hour, I've already seen it 20 times, and I'm at work, where I'm having a difficult time due to my tears. This group of children has my heartfelt affection," user D. McLennan Green remarked. "Camden, if I could give you one piece of advice, it would be to never, ever, ever modify your way of thinking. Big man, you're absolutely amazing in every way. Your family is very privileged to have you as a member, and they have a great deal to be proud of. Keep up the good work, buddy. We like you monitoring your progress and celebrating your victories," user Natalie Weimer remarked. Camden's friends and family members have been submitting photos of their own children in similar situations to his. Whitten writes on her blog that Camden is able to draw and paint as well as sit up and feed himself, as well as wash his own face and teeth. It is said that he picks his own nose and finds farts amusing, never stops talking, and is perpetually in trouble with his younger sister. It was tears in Camden's mother's eyes as he took his first steps on Sunday, despite the fact that he was born without arms or legs. Thanks to a heartwarming video of a 4-year-old Texas child who was born without arms or legs, people are being inspired by his journey to take his first steps. On Sunday, Katie Whitten was brought to tears as she watched her son Camden slip across the floor of their Denton apartment to her boyfriend Cole Green and into his arms. The mother of 3 had been looking forward to this moment for a long time. "We burst into tears because we were so happy," Whitten, who is 23 years old, tells people about the wonderful encounter. "It was impossible for me to predict when that day would arrive. I didn't think he was ready for it yet, and I was really taken aback and overjoyed. It was tremendously exciting, and his sister Riley was over there bouncing and giggling with delight." The now viral video shows Green counseling Camden as the small boy sits on the floor in a onesie with red and white stripes. Green told him, "I'm right here. You won't fall." Green says to the little boy, "I swear to you." Camden started doing it, and it turned out to be fantastic. An excited Camden declares in the video, "I'm coming to you. I'm going for a walk." Camden's younger sister, Riley, was 3 years old, may be seen standing beside him, watching as her big brother walks to Green. Soon after, Camden arrives at Green, where Riley can be seen leaping up and down. With some coaching and pep talk from his daddy, Camden finally learned how to walk, wrote Whitten in the caption of the video. "I sobbed uncontrollably. Since I was a child, I've been looking forward to this moment for 4 years, and it is finally here." Whitten claims she was only 18 weeks pregnant when she went to the doctor for an ultrasound, during which she discovered that Camden lacked any arm or leg development. He was born with Amelia-Focomelia, which is discovered when he was diagnosed. "When I originally learned that he would be born without arms or legs, I assumed he would simply be a vegetable. I wasn't sure what to expect," she admits to People magazine. "I had just turned 19 and I was worried about whether or not I would be able to live up to his expectations." The mother continues, "When he was about 2 months old, I had him lying on my bed. I caught a glimpse of him out of the corner of my eye. He was slapping the toys in the face. I burst into tears because I was overjoyed, and it validated my belief that he would be able to accomplish his goals. And that's exactly what he did. He soon began to do things like lift his head, roll over, throw toys, and other things. Wooden explains, I had a lot of reservations at first, but he's just proven to me that I don't have any reason to be skeptical. Wooden frequently posts images of Camden on social media, and he isn't bashful about disclosing his medical condition. Many people like him are motivational speakers who enjoy assisting others, according to her observations. It's probably just my intuition, but I have a feeling he's going to be one of those motivational speakers, and giving him this exposure will give him a platform so that when he's ready to speak for himself, he'll have people who actually want to hear what he has to say and are interested in what he has to say. Also, another case with similar circumstances about a boy who was born without arms or legs inspires. He does everything any other kid does. A mother may identify her child even if they've never met. Devin Toomey felt that way in 2009 when she saw a photo on an international adoption agency for special needs kids. It was my third visit, and I had seen so many kids. I was moved by them all, she recalls. Except for one kid delivered without limbs or legs. She had never felt prompted to email the agency. He was our son the moment I saw him. Something spoke to me, she says. Bowen Toomey, 5, is a happy kindergartner with 2 older brothers living in Eagle, Idaho, nearly 4 years later. He enjoys trampolining, school, reading, and keeping up with Heath, 8, and Brooks, 5. Bowen uses his lips or a specific band to help handle objects like a spoon when most kids use their hands. He does everything a kid does. He just does it differently. So if they're skating, he skates. I think he already knows how to get on and off, his mother says. Bowen enjoys swimming and can already dive and swim independently, using barrel rolls to navigate the pool. Water is the one location where he feels truly unrestricted, says Toomey. Toomey, a former special education teacher, and Jeremy knew they wanted to adopt. 9 months after finding Bowen on an orphanage's website in Serbia, the whole family traveled to Belgrade to welcome him home. Watch the footage from NBC affiliate KTVB. Bowen had been adequately cared after in the orphanage, but he was clearly overlooked. They couldn't help him, so he just laid at his crib, Toomey adds. The young boy's reaction to his new family stunned everyone. He really emanated delight from the moment we saw him, she adds. Back in America, Bowen's physical limits and lack of care muted his joy. He was 18 months old and unable to move. He couldn't bend. He was mute. He couldn't even chew due to the orphanage's neglect, Toomey recalls. Bowen couldn't chew because his prior meals were merely hot broth and watered-down porridge. But with therapy and perseverance, he soon could sit up and move around on his own. Then Bowen had to learn how to use a wheelchair and prosthetics, which was not always easy. It's not like removing limbs through surgery. That's Toomey. An amputee's muscles don't know how to walk. While he dislikes the prosthesis today, his parents insist he practice with them so his body becomes accustomed to them in the future. Bowen utilizes an electric wheelchair at school. He just started kindergarten in a regular class. He reads first grade. He was counting up to 280 recently. His only problem is conversational speech, but he understands everything, his mother explains. Bowen manages at home alone with the occasional support from his protective big brother Heath. People stare at him and call him weird, says the 8-year-old who confronts the taunters. I sometimes say Bowen was born and can accomplish many things we can't. Toomey acknowledges it's hard to hear snide remarks or endure snide looks. I won't lie and say it's always easy, but we try, she says. Strangers who notice Bowen's grin and pure delight comment on his smile and pure joy emits.